Sorry, the instructions say a short homily, but when I have this many people, I can't keep it short. First of all, I just really am almost overwhelmed at the fact that over half of you have come a pretty good distance to be here tonight. 30, 40, 50 miles. Like, wow. So you already know probably what the whole message tonight is about. There's so much that I'd like to share with you. But tonight I want to continue the theme I'm using this year, and that is, it's not about you. What do you mean it's not about me? It's not about us. It is about offering right worship to God Himself. Today we celebrate part of what we call a triduum. 3 days that are all one celebration of the Mass. Why? Because it took Jesus 3 days to offer that first Mass. Not just at the Last Supper, but throughout. So tonight I want to look at the whole thing of memorial. There are two memorials in history. The Old Covenant memorial the Jews had, Passover. Now Jesus celebrates the Passover for the new memorial that we celebrate tonight. Looking at the first memorial, we see the Passover. Remember, Jesus told the apostles, go and prepare the Passover for us. He said, well, yeah, I'm sure they had a lot of confusion because they said, Lord, it can't be the Passover. Passover is tomorrow, as we hear in tonight's gospel. It's tomorrow. They were preparing the Passover. But Jesus told them, go and prepare the Passover. So that's your beginning point. The Passover. Passover of the Old Covenant was what? It was the command of God, the Father, to slaughter, as we heard yesterday, a 1-year-old lamb, unblemished. Unblemished. Anything less than that would not do. If you did something less than that, somebody's going to pay a price. A lamb, unblemished. And that lamb was to be burnt and then shared. What was left over was to be burnt up totally. And then to take the blood and put it on the doorpost, because the angel of death would be passing over. And if you failed to do that, the consequence was what? That your oldest son would die that night, as would happen with all those in Egypt, including in the animal kingdom. The oldest would die. Wow, that's pretty serious, isn't it? And that's what God is about. That this is serious. If you want to live, listen to me. So they celebrated the first Passover, and they were commanded every year on the 14th day of the year, which would be in the first month. It's not our kind of months. We have January, February added on to it. The lunar calendar would be the first month of the new year. On the 14th day, you are to make this sacrifice in perpetuity from now on, every year, and don't miss it. So we find the Jews, as they come together to celebrate, we have the youngest child saying, Daddy, why do we do this? And the father says, my father was a wandering Aramean. Present tense. Every generation of Jews celebrated the Passover as if it were right now. That's the very meaning of memorial. It's going on in the present tense, and you are there. We take that memorial, and we see Jesus telling the apostles, prepare the Passover for us now. And again, I'm sure they were asking questions, at least in their own mind, probably keep their mouths shut. You know, I was like, okay, Lord, where is the Lamb? Not realizing Jesus is the Lamb of God. Where is the Lamb? And then they have one glass of wine, and then a second, and then the third, which is the wine of thanksgiving, the cup of thanksgiving, which is what the Eucharist is named for, cup of thanksgiving. And Jesus would, with that cup, say, take this, all of you, and drink it. This is the cup of my blood. So remember, just as the Father had created a memorial, Jesus himself, in the imitation of the Father, creates another memorial, which is to be carried on forever. And we see Jesus in this memorial reminding them of what they had heard him say earlier. Unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you shall not have life in you. Sound familiar to what the Father did? You don't do this, you don't have life. And so Jesus then gives the apostles a cup of wine and says, this is my blood, which will be shed for you. Do this in memoriam mei, my memorial. Not yours, not something we did. We live in an age that somehow thinks that worship, right worship, is for us to see how good can we sing, how much of a concert can we have, how beautiful can our church be, all of which is good and certainly is helpful towards what God has called us to. But the very basic is do this as my memorial. So that it does not matter whether the priest is a good preacher or not, which I'm not, whether Father can sing or not, whether I can even understand his language or not from wherever he comes, how old he is, it matters not. If he is a priest of God, ordained in succession to the oldest institution on the face of the earth by the apostles, he offers the sacrifice of the Mass. Sacrifice, yes. For sacrifice makes that memorial. And so we see Jesus with the apostles reminding them now, this is my blood which will be shed. And he gets up and leaves the table. And their questions continue. Lord, we're not done yet. We still haven't had that lamb. Oh, you will. You have. Because Jesus, as he goes forth, goes to the cross. And on the cross, what does he do? He's not thirsty along the way, strangely enough. But on the cross, he says, I thirst. And they give him wine to drink. The fourth cup, sealing this memorial, sealing this Passover supper, for he himself is the Lamb. Much like marriage. We think about marriage as a set of changing vows with one another. That's not the marriage, is it? It is not a marriage until it is consummated. And so what does Jesus say on the cross? Consummatum est. It is consummated at this moment. Jesus fulfills that memorial, that covenant. Unless we eat his flesh and drink his blood, which now has been offered on the cross, we do not have life in us. And so the apostles would continue to question, wonder, hey, something's going wrong here. This is the Passover time now. The lambs are being sacrificed even now, while Jesus is sacrificed on the cross. And so they look at him, and then they gather. Then they gather in the upper room, because you cannot do anything on the Sabbath. And in the upper room on Saturday night, something that's been kind of plaguing me through Lent is this ongoing questioning they have. Peter gathering with the apostles, he says, well, there's some bread here yet that we had left over from yesterday, Thursday night. Anybody want some? And he looks at that bread and he thinks, Jesus took this bread. He said, it is my body. When he said that, I believe, resurrected Jesus is right there. Or how could the two disciples on the road to Emmaus have recognized him in the breaking of the bread if they had not already seen some testimony to it? As the apostles now began to share not the human flesh that Jesus walked in, but the resurrected flesh that now is risen from the dead. That they begin now to share a memorial forever. And their questions will continue. But they understand with their heart what it means to share his memorial. Not to continue some sort of rite that they create, but to continue the right worship that God himself, the Son of God, has commanded throughout the ages. That is the privilege that you and I have tonight, to be part of that. We come here tonight not to say, all right, 2,000 years ago, Jesus, yeah, he did this, and he died on the cross. We come here tonight to live that memorial, to know that every time we come to Mass and share in the Eucharist, we share the very body and blood of the risen Lord. And sharing that, we have his life in us. Today, let's continue this journey of the triduum and celebrate who we are, what we are as disciples of Christ, sharing in his memorial, his everlasting covenant.